What's up, Canuck fans? Welcome to The Line Change, a Vancouver Canucks podcast, which is a presentation of DraftKings Sportsbook, as well as a proud member of the Hockey Podcast Network. The Vancouver Canucks have a $13 million problem that's only getting bigger, and a young star is about to become collateral damage. What is the Canucks' plan for their goaltending after this season? You have Demko and Lankinen, who are combining for a massive cap hit, but one has injury issues, and the other has struggled this season. You also have the emergence of Nikita Tolopilo, who has earned a look, especially in the last couple games, in particular the last game, which I still feel as though that man deserved a freaking shutout. Speaking of Tolopilo, he will no longer be waiver exempt after this season. That's the fuse lit on the whole powder keg. We've seen this movie before. Canuck fans, last season, the team was forced to trade Archer Seelovs because he was no longer waiver exempt. He was the odd man out. And we all remember how Canuck fans took that. Are the Canucks going to be forced to trade Tolopilo next year for the exact same reason? Have they shot themselves in the foot once again? And are they going to make yet another mistake trading away a young and hungry goaltender like they did this past summer? Will they prioritize the combined $13 million in goaltenders over the future potential of Nikita Tolopilo? In all honesty, I don't think they should, but that's just me. You would think they may have learned their lesson after Seelovs, but it's still very real that he could suffer the same fate as Artie. With Demko getting hip surgery, we don't know if this will be the fix to his injury problems. The magic cure, if you will. We can't look at it as if once it's done and he recovers, he'll be the Vezina finalist caliber goalie he was before. It's just not guaranteed. He's the undisputed starter when healthy, yes, absolutely. But can the team afford to rely on him anymore? Especially after signing him to that extension that they didn't need to sign him to until this summer. Like, what are you doing? And a lot of Canuck fans have echoed the same sentiment as of late, especially since they announced that Demko was being shut down for the season, whom, by the way, has now not finished his third consecutive season. Process that a little bit as well on top of this. Could the Canucks, though, if the surgery doesn't improve Demko's health and his injury struggles, could they go the Carey Price route with Thatcher Demko? Can the Canucks place him on LTIR? It helps with the roster spot, but it prevents the team from accruing cap space throughout the season, which limits their flexibility, in particular around the trade deadline. And we all know the rules are changing when it comes to LTIR. Let's take a look at some scenarios. So we're going to go over 3 scenarios for the Canucks. Let's start with scenario A, which would be the easy fix, which would, of course, be trading Tolopilo. Let's take a look at a pro, or at the pros. It maintains the current goalies, gets a quick asset return for Tolopilo. Now, you probably wouldn't get anything all that big for Tolopilo. You probably get something pretty similar like you did for Artie. So, and let's take a look at the con. It's the biggest risk. The backup plan behind Demko and Lankinen becomes non-existent, and relying on a promising but distant 18-year-old Medvedev to be the future. I still think Medvedev maybe needs another 3 years before he calls up. And plus, you really want Medvedev to, he's likely to maybe start in Abbotsford next year. I would preferably want him to start in Abbotsford, get some reps in before he were to be called up to the big club. You don't want to rush him. Trading Tolopilo leaves the depth chart frighteningly thin. And before anyone says anything about Tai Young, Koskinvuo, I would prefer Tolopilo over those two. That's just a personal preference. And I would categorize them along with Medvedev. They're likely not ready and would likely need some more seasoning in the AHL. Let's take a look at scenario B, which is a 3-goalie tandem scenario. But this has its problems. This often leads to dressing room distraction, cap inflexibility, and limits Tolopilo's development by forcing him into a limited role. It's not a sustainable long-term solution, at least in my opinion. Speaking of a long-term sustainable solution, let's take a look at scenario 3, which is trade Lankinen. It's also the long-term move. Would trading Lankinen be the best option for the Canucks in the long run? Let's take a look at why it works. It clears the necessary roster spot for a waiver-exempt Tolopilo, maintains a high upside asset, and clears cap room for other needs. It forces the team to commit to Demko and Tolopilo as the tandem. Canucks need a clear path for the crease, and the waiver exemption date on Tolopilo really forces their hand. And honestly, would they be willing to make, in my opinion, another mistake like they did with Seelovs? Is it time to move on from Lankinen before we lose Tolopilo for nothing? Let me know your trade proposals and your final decision for the Canucks' crease in the comments below. This video has been a presentation of DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours, as well as a Hockey Podcast Network. Be sure to check out the network for your favorite podcast covering your favorite team at thehockeypodcastnetwork.com, the home of hockey podcasts, where it's every team, everywhere. I'd also, once again, I'd like to thank DraftKings Sportsbook, which is an official sports betting partner of the Super Bowl.
The secret is out. With millions of younger-looking customers across the country, Plexiderm is one of the most highly sought-after products on the market. It visibly shrinks under-eye bags and smooths out crow's feet in minutes, and the effects last up to 10 hours. Influencers love it, magazines feature it, and people just can't get enough of it. As a matter of fact, Elle Magazine gave it an Editor's Choice Award as Best Instant Wrinkle Filler for 2025. In as little as 10 minutes, Plexiderm reduces the appearance of fine lines, wrinkles, and those dreaded under-eye bags. So yes, you can look years younger in minutes, and the effects last for hours. No surgery, no gimmicks, just results. The best news, you can try Plexiderm for only $14.95. Plus, get free shipping. Don't wait. Order Plexiderm today. Visit plexiderm.com/special. That's plexiderm.com/special. Paid for by Sheer Science.
Super Bowl 60 deserves a sportsbook that's built for the moment. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 60, puts you right in the center of the biggest game of the year. Anything can happen during the Super Bowl, and DraftKings has your back with early exit. If your player goes down in the first half, you still get paid in cash when your bet settles. No bonus bets, no waiting. While other sportsbooks don't offer injury protection, DraftKings covers the entire first half, even the second quarter. And early exit works on live bets too, pregame or in-game. DraftKings has you covered. Super Bowl 60, a rematch from Super Bowl 49 between the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots. Seahawks pass rush versus the Patriots' offensive line. Seattle's front, Leonard Williams, DeMarcus Lawrence, Boy May look to pressure Pats QB Drake May, challenging a potentially weaker Patriots O-line. Are you new to DraftKings? New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code THPN, that's code THPN, to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. For Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus in most states, void in Ontario, restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which will expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. This is a limited time offer. Sponsor, none other than Gassy Jack Art, maker of this amazing artwork you see right here in front of you, and you guys can check them out yourselves at GassyJackArt.com. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. Drop your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about this. And do you think that the Canucks might put themselves in another position like they did last year with Archer Seelovs? Could Tolopilo again suffer the same fate as his running mate in Abbotsford? And yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. Of course, if you guys like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you want to stay up to date on all your Vancouver Canucks content, be sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss a single video. If you're interested in merchandise, we have our official merchandise store. Go ahead, check it out. We're currently selling our 1-year anniversary collection. You can go ahead and find it at thelinechangepodcast.threadless.com. We do have some sales going on, so definitely check those out. Also, if you want to have conversations and discussions like the one we just had, join our official Discord. There's a link to it in the description down below. It's completely free to join, so go ahead and do so if you wish to do so. You can find it, interact with us on social media. We're everywhere. We're on all socials: Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, even Blue Sky. Feel free to give us a follow on all of our social media platforms. Speaking of platforms, if you prefer an audio version of this podcast, you can find us on both Spotify and Apple Podcasts. On Spotify, feel free to give us a follow as well as rate and review us on either platform. It is, of course, greatly appreciated. And, of course, also, if you had like a favorite episode that you just can't get enough of and want to listen to over and over again, go ahead and download your favorite episode on either platform as well. That also really helps out the podcast. And, of course, we are greatly appreciative of you doing so. So once again, drop your comments down below. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next line change.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.